Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Seb LR from a few bands, all of them that I enjoy, Teeth, GAG, or Great American Ghost, and Blind Witness. I mean, what a lineup of bands. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to be approached by these guys and have a chance to work with them. So I'm very grateful. Yeah,
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. I feel it feels like I just had Grayson on like 4 months ago or something like that. I'm sure it's
Yep.
been longer, maybe, but um, yeah, I just feel like a lot's gone on. Plus, I haven't had anyone from Blind Witness, original or not. So, and being from Montreal, I just feel like that's a travesty. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and knock out, and I've been trying to. I wouldn't say trying actively, but I had reached out to some people like years ago from Teeth, and I don't remember exactly who it was, but um, yeah, it's nice to like knock off three
Mhm.
great bands.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you just got back from tour. Are you still feeling the lag, or how's it going?
Surprisingly not too jet lagged. I feel like coming back from Europe, the adjustment is easier because you can just like, I mean, we had like 3 intense travel days, or I did at least, to get back home. So you're so tired by the time you have to like go to bed that you just sleep for like 12 hours and then you're fine. So I'm feeling not so jet lagged right now, which is great.
That is good. I feel like every time I come back from Europe from like vacation or anything, it's always like I find myself waking up at like 4 in the morning, just completely awake,
Mhm.
and then you get sleepy at like 3 p.m.
Yeah, that happens to me too, but I'm not sure if it's jet lag or just like insomnia.
That just happens to you on the regular.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you drinking any coffee?
I am actually. I'm drinking this very tall cold brew. And you mentioned my good friend Grayson Stewart earlier. This is in honor of him because he introduced me to these. And I definitely only drink cold brew when I'm on tour.
Hmm.
Usually I don't have this, so special treat and shout out to my friend.
Shout out Grayson. Um,
Mhm.
the better Grayson. Um,
Debatable.
I mean, we're from like not too far from each other in the grand scheme of things, so it's pretty cool. But
Are
to
you based in Montreal?
yeah,
Awesome.
so I've lived here since 2018, but I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia. So
Oh shit.
yeah,
I didn't
um,
know that.
but yeah, and he's like from I think he's from Arkansas, which is weird. No,
Grayson S is from Arkansas. Yeah,
yeah, Grayson Stewart's from Arkansas,
that's
which is
right.
so weird.
How so? Because you're like, oh, I guess Georgia is kind of close, right?
I mean, it's closer. I think it's closer to Arkansas than it is to here.
Hmm. Yeah,
I think
geographically, I'm not very smart, so.
I'm not either. Plus the US is like really big.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so it's hard to tell anyway. But it's also
yeah.
that he plays in bands from Birmingham and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I am drinking a coffee from Cafe Even. I don't know if you've spent time in Montreal very much, like recently, or if you're a coffee guy.
Here and there. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a coffee guy, but um, I like to enjoy fancy coffees when I'm on tour.
Okay,
But I can't really claim that title because when I'm at home, it's just like machine cheap coffee.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, this is a fancy coffee, but it's from Cafe Even in Montreal. And they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. Very bougie, pretentious coffees. So I'm a big fan. And this is a Colombia. It's called Boyaca Community Blend. I've been drinking it for a little while. It's really good.
It's awesome. We're going to Montreal next week, I think.
Hmm.
So I'll make it a point to check that out. I also have another coffee shop I want to try out that is known for their Fredo espressos. I think it's called Alphabet.
I will. So I am a hater of Alphabet only because of the TikToks.
Okay. I haven't
But
seen them, so I don't know.
okay,
It was recommended to me by someone, so I don't know. Should I check it out still, or should I avoid it?
there's usually a big line, and if there's a line, it's not worth it. You should go to Cafe Olimpico instead, which is
Okay,
like 2 blocks away. That's like the OG spot, and they do Cafe Fredo. That's like from Italy.
okay. Well,
uh,
that's enticing. Yeah, I'll do
that's
that.
that's the spot I would choose over Alphabet's like newer, but they do a lot of like kind of gimmicky stuff. Like they were
Hmm.
putting out like a TikTok, and the barista's like really handsome, and he's like stirring and shaking and like trying to look hot on
Oh my
TikTok.
gosh.
Yeah, so like because they've gotten big online, it's kind of drawn a lot of people. I think it's an okay shop, but I just think within walking distance, there's like 3 better shops.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, I usually get recommendations for maybe the trendier spots, but I do enjoy the more like the local favorites
Yeah.
or whatever. I try to go for those. So
Um,
I will do that. Thank you so much.
are y'all playing Fairmount?
I think it's Foofs. We're playing Foofs.
Oh, you're playing Foofs. Okay. There's like
Yeah,
3 shops I could recommend
around
around
Foofs.
Foofs. The closest
Yeah.
one is Pista, and that one's great.
Okay.
And then there's Piccolo, and then there's also I think the other one closed. So those are the 2 that I would recommend.
Awesome. Yeah. If you could write those to me,
Yeah, I'll send you
because
a message.
one of our favorite things to do is like after load-in or whatever, we just go out for a walk and find a sweet coffee shop, and it's also like a great way to explore the city we're in.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Y'all are
Thank
playing
you.
because it's on the 3rd, right?
Um, yes. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all are playing Foofs because we have Madhouse that night at Foofs.
Okay. I may be wrong.
Y'all
And
are
I don't
playing
want to.
Beanfield.
We are. I'm so sorry.
It's
I
okay.
messed up.
It's a way better venue. I mean, I don't want to say it's a way better venue. I work at Foofs. It's a better sounding venue.
Okay. Yeah, I totally messed that up.
It's
I
okay.
should have checked.
Across the street from Beanfield is September, one of the best cafes in Montreal.
Hmm.
It's literally if you look up coffee shop and you're at the theater, it's literally it'll be the closest one. Just go there.
Okay.
It's sick.
Sick. Yeah, I love that.
And make sure to take Tay with you.
Tay?
Yeah, from Chamber.
Oh, he's not on this tour.
No.
So this tour is going to be Bleed from Within, Silosis, and Life Cycles.
Why did I think Chamber's coming here on the 3rd?
I think they're with Guilt Trip and Malev.
Is that also happening on the same day?
I hope not. I hope to God it's not.
I literally just saw because it was like on my Bands in Town email alerts. It came up Great American Ghost April 3rd, and then I thought it said Chamber April 3rd, but it might be the 17th. So I might be tripping.
God, that would suck because I would love to catch that show.
I'm mad because I can't go see y'all. Because we have Madhouse on the 2nd, and
Uh-huh.
then we're playing Toronto on the 3rd with Beton Armé.
We're just missing each other because we're doing Toronto the next day, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe stay a day longer in Toronto and
I wish, but I want
we'll
to go
catch
play
up.
Akron the next night. So
Impossible.
it's impossible. This is why it sucks. It's both awesome and it sucks to be in bands that play a lot.
Yeah. Constant struggle of just trying to like link up all the time.
Yeah, like you hit up your friends, like I'm gonna be in Buffalo. Oh, well, we're on tour that day. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you have a shop in the Gatineau, Ottawa area that you frequent?
I do not
Damn.
because I mean, I may be wrong, but I don't think there are that many shops around here. And it's definitely like a luxury
Hmm.
for me to like spend X amount of money on coffee every day. I try to do it just when I'm on tour, and it still feels like vacation when I'm on tour. So I treat myself to that. But when I'm at home, I just go like the cheapest, like low budget coffee machine that will get the job done.
With some Kirkland beans.
Dude, Kirkland goes hard.
I have no idea how it's so cheap.
I don't either, but gets me like gets me going pretty hard. Yeah.
I can't bring myself ethically to do it, but I know a lot of folks and they're like, it's $10 for like a can this big.
Hmm.
And I was like, dude, I'd spend $10 on 2 drip coffees at the shop by my house.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to justify. I mean, for me at least, like for other people, it might be, it's totally fine. But for
Hmm.
me, it's hard to justify like spending $5 or $10 on coffee every day.
I'm now that I am not just sitting around collecting CERB money, I definitely understand now that I have to like work for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
It's like an hour of or like half an hour of my day, whatever, spent working is to afford this coffee.
yeah,
Anyways, I don't want to get into that too much. That may
no,
be
no, no,
just
it's
like
okay.
it's
Luckily,
totally
like
fine. If anyone out there is doing that, it's totally fine. It's just for me personally.
what was nice when I was working in coffee because I just had access to like good coffee every day, but now it's like I have to buy it and then I have to like make it at home. So
Hmm.
yeah, and my office has a barista 2 days a week, which is nice, and they have great coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be harder um living in Montreal. It'd be harder to like
absolutely
actually
would.
justify the cheaper coffee because you have like access to so much good coffee
Hmm.
around here and get to know it's like Tim Hortons or we got a couple Starbucks now, but um it's like we don't really have access to that. So I guess that's why I'm still on the Keurig.
My boy John from Mortal Rights, he has a shop that he likes in Gatineau, and I can't remember what it's called.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know, he's on Instagram. He's the Real Bean Bandit.
I know John. I was in a band with John
No way.
for a bit. Yeah, I played for Ghostplay for a little bit. Uh,
Oh, wait, were you played before G?
yeah, because he went on like 6 month Asia retreat a while back, and then I filled in, um, and yeah, I got pretty close to John, uh, and I know that he's like a big coffee guy too. So I'd be curious to see what his get to know recommendation is.
There are so many people that I love, but John is so high up on that list.
Hmm.
Um, every time we are anywhere near Ottawa or he comes to Montreal, we always make a point to like hang out and get coffee and see him. And we always do coffee trades. Like he's the best dude ever.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I didn't know like about pour overs or anything like that before I met John. It's like, dude, you spend all this time making
he's a big nerd.
making your coffee
Yeah.
every morning. Yeah,
That's why I was late coming onto this call is because I was waiting on my stupid pour over to drip down.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Respect, honestly.
Um, well, you can ask John then, because I don't know what the name of the shop is. I'm sure John will listen to this and he'll message me. But um, the one that we always go to in Ottawa is Little Victories, which
Hmm.
is fucking great shop.
Yeah, I've heard of that place. I don't know that I've paid it before, but
It's
I'll make
amazing.
it a point to do it. Yeah.
So anytime we're in town, sometimes it's a little too far and we don't make it. But if we ever play around Byward Market or anything, it's like a close joint. So yeah, I I don't know, like Ottawa, I don't want to talk too much shit because I feel like I've given Ottawa a hard time. And last time we were there, we had a great show, but then the venue didn't like us. Uh, so
Which venue is this?
Targ, House of Targ.
Yeah. Why didn't they like you?
So that venue is awesome. Um, it's like the best venue I've played in Ottawa. It's so sick. Uh,
Hmm.
but we are a hardcore band, and people mosh for us, and it's not like push moshing. It's like a little crowd killing and stuff like that. And that
Hmm.
venue doesn't like that.
Oh,
So
that's too bad. It is a
yeah,
cool venue. The
they asked.
ceilings are really low
Yeah,
when you're on that stage.
I
You
almost hit my
cannot jump.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh, but anyway, they asked us not to play again, so it's
Oh, that's too bad.
pretty sick.
Yeah, you're gonna miss out on the pierogies, dude.
They're good.
Hmm.
The pizza ones, it's like a hot pocket.
I don't think I tried that one, but all the ones I've tried were awesome.
Yeah, that was good. And they have like if you're playing a show, all the beers are like half price, which
Yeah.
is crazy good. So
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but
I did. It's
Someone
okay.
sped up really loudly.
But yeah, we actually played with Mortal Rights and Skullgate and Scorching Tomb headlined,
Sick,
which was
yeah.
a fucking awesome show.
All
Uh,
sick bands.
love Skullgate too. Those are the boys.
Hmm.
But yeah, I that time was really fun. But every other time we played Ottawa, it's been like the lowest turnout show I've ever played.
Yeah, Ottawa's hard for that. I feel like it's very like clicky in a way. Like people will come to see the band they want to see and
Hmm.
then just leave afterwards or like in and out. Um, yeah, it's like hit or miss for sure. That's why you don't really see too many bills like stopping by Ottawa anymore, which is really too bad
Yeah,
because you know I grew up. I mean, grew up going to Mavericks when it was cool, and I had a great time there every time. Played my first couple shows there, but yeah, it's like it's not like playing Montreal or which is the closest like cool spot to play.
right. What was the name of that? There was like a venue upstairs from Mavericks.
De Cuff,
Yeah,
which is
Cafe
another
de
word
Cuff.
spelled backwards. I don't know if I can say on here.
Oh yeah, I just got it.
Yeah, it
I did
took
not.
dude, it took me way too long to figure that out. Like years.
Yeah, I did not understand that until just now when you said that.
Hmm. Yeah.
We played Mavericks and that shit was whack. So whoever owns it now, it's like a giant L.
Hmm. Was this recently?
It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's after it got bad, I believe. Yeah, if you didn't go pre-pan, aka pre-pandemic, then you missed out on the good times.
That's what I heard. I heard it used to be
Hmm.
sick.
Hmm.
So it's a bummer. That's why I feel like the biggest thing about Ottawa is the venues are constantly like, there's like a revolving door of venues letting shows that are cool happen. And then like they'll close down or then they don't want to have shows or like a promoter just stops booking shows. So like I think Chord Productions is doing a lot of cool stuff right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
She seems to be like really locked in on what's like happening, especially in metal. Um, but there's like if as far as hardcore, like what a lot of Montreal bands are doing, I find that it's kind of a little unless you're playing a metal show, you're not really gonna have that same turnout for your show.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that with like venues kind of not surviving for too long, but there are some cool ones that are um like relatively new ones like Club Saw is
Yeah,
really
I know
sick.
about
I
Club
love
Saw.
Club Saw.
The Dom is okay.
Um Dom is like the DIY punk venue. So cool. I've played so many shows there too with Banezine. Don't know if you know Banezine, but it was a punk band I was in
Mm-mm.
from Ottawa. And we did a lot of shows at the Dom and it was a great time each time.
We only played there once with Gates to Hell.
Hmm.
It was a really sick show. It was like 40 people in like 2022, and Gates to Hell was kind of just starting to get big.
Yeah, it'd be a different show if that
Now,
would have
yeah,
happened today. Yeah,
it'd be like Brass Monkey or something.
probably. Yeah.
Well, that's sick. I mean, keeping on this, the Ottawa talk. When you were growing up, where were you going to shows? What was some of the bands that were like kind of getting you into heavier music?
Um, I definitely started going to shows at Mavericks, like I mentioned. I feel like all the bands at that time stopped there, or at least the bands that I was interested in. Um, growing up, like I guess the band that really got me into metal, or more specifically metalcore, was August Burns Red. That album Messengers, like I got serious about drumming just listening to that album and like tabbing every song note for note on Guitar Pro 5 on the cracked version. I don't know if I should be saying that, but I had the cracked version for so long.
Oh, definitely, you
And
should say that.
yeah, and I just I tabbed the whole thing on drums, on guitar, and on bass, and learned the whole thing, and that's all I'd play. Um, and then I branched off onto like different bands, but really like the Messengers album from August Burns Red is what got me going.
And then you were constantly trying to sit as upright straight as possible while playing drums.
Well, I still haven't figured that out because I look like a hunchback when I play. I guess like I just try to hit as hard as I can, and that
Yeah.
means like I have to flex my abs. So I'm always this is my
That's
side profile. It's
yeah.
really sad. But yeah, I need to get more like perfect posture and be like the most smiling dude like Matt Griner, the drummer for August Burns Red.
He's the
He's just
best.
like, yeah, he's like always in a good mood. Like you can't be playing music that's that aggressive and be smiling so much. It's like it's great. Like I wish I could do it, but like he's just like happy all the time. It's
Hmm.
crazy to see. And he has perfect posture. Then that is like the key takeaway from his like ergonomics.
I also love that his like setup hasn't changed since I started following them, which was around the time of Messengers, and I saw him play on the Constellations tour
Hmm.
when they were with Under Oath and Emery,
Oh,
and
crazy.
yeah, it was like '08, and yeah, it was like the same setup, and then he's gotten back to doing playthroughs of like Constellations tracks on YouTube,
Hmm.
and I'm like,
Hmm.
dude, this is the same fucking setup, like almost the same kit. It's still a DW Collectors with like
Yeah,
Zildjian cymbals.
I remember when he had like a Truth kit. I don't know if you remember that, but that was like Messenger's era, I believe.
Damn.
But his Truth kit was so sick. And yeah, his setup is like so iconic,
Hmm.
and I get why he like still uses it because it makes a lot of sense. Nerding out a little bit, but I know that he experimented with like an extra crash on the left side, or at least I've seen that here and there on live videos because I probably saw like every live video he put out in
Hmm.
like from like 2010 to 2000, I don't know, 16. So yeah, but his like main thing stayed the same for the most part.
Yeah, two up, one floor. It's always like perfectly symmetrical, two crashes right on the side. And I
Hmm.
think he when I was younger, he wasn't using that bell. The
He
bells,
has two.
like he
Yeah,
had
he has
one
like the
on
one.
the hi-hat side, but he didn't have the other one on the ride side, I think, when I was younger.
That's possible. Yeah, I've only seen that iteration of his setup with like the two bells, and he does like a ting 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 ting, ting,
Because
like
the blast bell didn't exist when I was in like '08. He hadn't done like the blast bell yet.
mm.
But I
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty recent thing. He had like his own bell that I don't know if Zildjian made it or was it LP before, but
Oh, it might
definitely
have
had
been
like
that LP bell. That was a
yeah,
weird thing.
yeah, he definitely had something for sure for the longest time.
What I've been looking for, I saw Batushka a couple of years ago, and their drummer has this giant peisty, like it almost looks like a smaller version of a church bell, but
Okay.
it's like a peisty bell chime. And it's got the deepest, like throatiest dong sound I've ever heard. And he just had it mounted like right over his rack tom, like on like
Hmm.
his first rack tom, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is that thing?
Which band is this?
Batushka.
Dushka. The only person I can think of that uses that, I think it's that bell, is the drummer for Stick to Your Guns. I think Adam is his name.
Oh yeah.
I think he has
Isn't
that
it
same
Cathedral
thing.
of Despair on
Yeah,
Instagram?
yeah, that
Yeah, yeah.
that guy. Yeah, yeah, he rocks. But yeah, I think he has that huge bell like right over his tongue. And
Um,
I couldn't have that on my setup because I'd just be hitting that all the time. It's just abusing. Bing, 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 bing.
I really won't. Because I love the giant bell rides, but I also like a ride that can still crash.
Hmm.
So I'm so tempted to get that projection ride that Craig put out, but like it's like
Hmm.
$1,000 Canadian. I don't have $1,000 Canadian
Dude,
for
yeah,
that.
cymbals are so expensive now. I haven't tried that specific ride, but I will say that for tea stuff, I'm definitely crashing the Mega Bell ride sometimes. And it
I feel like I
sounds,
saw you do that in a video. No,
yeah.
it was also a young guy that I follow. I can't remember the name of his band, but he's like, we crashed in the Mega Bell on this one, and it's just like him like beating the shit out
Hmm.
of his crashes, and then he just hits the Mega Bell. I was like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right at all, actually. Nobody should be doing that.
It's just hitting like a solid sheet of bronze. You don't
Hmm.
need to do that.
Yeah, front of house hates you.
Yeah, I my like that's for the longest time. That's why I play a metal ride, like a Sabian metal ride, and it like has a good enough bell, but I find it's still too high pitched.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it's hard to find that balance in a ride. Maybe the projection one is the like the answer to all, but I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't either. I've heard shootouts, and they can only tell you so much. And then I went to Drum Center Portsmouth, and they didn't have one when I was there.
Mm,
Um, Unfortunately, but they did have a John Tempesta snare that I almost went into debt over.
dude, I've been wanting to try that snare for a bit too because I've seen a couple guys use it and it sounds awesome.
Don't do it.
No, because
You
then
will
I'll have
buy
to
it.
buy
You will buy it.
it. Yeah.
If you do, I would suggest going to Drum Center Portsmouth because New Hampshire doesn't have sales tax.
Hmm. I've been there a couple times. Um, Crazy shop. Like
Amazing.
the upstairs has like all the dream kits that you
The
would want to
museum
try
too.
out. The museum is, yeah, it's kind of crazy what they have in there, but yeah, really nice shop.
I went to that one, and we went to the one in Maine. The one in Maine's a little too cluttered though. I don't know if
I
you've
have
been to that
not
one.
I've not been there. Only the OG one, I think.
It's called I don't know if it's called Drum. I think it's called The Drum Shop, and it's just in Portland, Maine. Um,
Okay,
but they also have a separate store because they do most of the East Coast DW distribution.
I'll see.
So
Sick.
even for Canada, a lot of the drum workshop stuff comes to them first, and then they distribute it. So they had a ton of shit.
Mm. Well, if I'm in that area, I'll try to hit that up for sure. I always like to visit um any drum shop that I can, like drum specialized shops. We don't have a lot of those, I feel like.
No,
But lucky enough, we have one in Ottawa.
you have Dave's.
Dave's, dude. I love Dave so much. He is probably sick of seeing me, but I'm there all the time. It used to be always with a broken cymbal
Yeah.
because I use he'd always make fun of like the sticks I use. I use marching sticks, the Vic Firth Core Masters,
Mm-hmm.
the NS1s. So he's like, well, you're buying these like huge sticks and you're always bringing in broken cymbals. Like, dude, what are you doing? But it's like, it's the perfect combination, dude. Zildjian and Core Master sticks.
Yeah. The match made in heaven.
Yeah, that's right.
You
But
sh-
yeah, Dave is great.
do you have an endorsement from Vic Firth?
I don't know that it's an official endorsement, but I definitely have like a deal going on with
Okay.
Zildjian and Vic Firth. So, uh, yeah, but I spent a lot of years. I've been buying their products for like 20 years at this
Yeah.
point. So I've given their company so much money. So I guess it's only fair now that that I get discounts.
It gets the payoff. Now that you're like you have enough following between bands and social media, like I think yeah, it's fine. Give them a cut.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
um
Give me some slack here, boys.
that's what I really like. My favorite stick that's affordable I found recently is the Los Cabos red intense, like the red hickory intense, because it's about a
Hmm.
half-inch longer shaft than the normal size, and like I need that like leverage.
Yeah, the length. I haven't tried new sticks in, I want to say like 15 years. I've just been using the same thing. So I have not heard of that one, but
They're made in
maybe I'll check it
Canada,
out.
that's why. So they were when I started buying them, they were like 10.99 a pair.
Damn,
Now they're
damn,
14.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because the Vic Firth, I mean not Vic Firth, well I mean Vic Firth as well, but like I'm a ProMark Oak guy, and that's what I've been my entire life. But I
Hmm.
can't spend $30 on a pair of drumsticks that I'm gonna break.
30 is crazy,
That's like how much they are. They're like $28 in Montreal.
dude.
Even at
Yeah.
Timpano. Timpano is like the shop, and it's still way
Hmm.
too much.
Yeah, if you're playing like hardcore or metal or anything where you're hitting hard, you're breaking like a stick every show or every other show.
Hmm.
And it's like, dude, it's just like draining your bank account if you're paying so much for a pair, you know?
That's why I've been telling drummers too. I'm like, get a jam set of cymbals and then get your live set. Stop buying one set of cymbals that you're gonna break. Like,
Hmm.
get like a heavy ass ride and then get your show crashes in China and then get like your fucked up set of cymbals.
Hmm. Yeah, dude, you should see like the cymbals and the sticks I practice with. Sometimes like the sticks will like they'll just become like an umbrella. And I do like splinters all the
Hmm.
time just from like practice sticks until they snap and they just like fly into my face and then I get bruises. It's a whole mess. So yeah, and my then my sim if that's if my cymbals don't cut me too from all the like missing pieces.
Hmm.
Flying piece of broken cymbal is so dangerous, like a
So scary.
shuriken. Oh yeah, dude. I've
Y-
definitely hurt some people I've jammed with that.
Yeah, you can get cut. You can get smacked in the head. That's a fun
Hmm.
one. Are you playing on a Star Classic kit?
I am, yeah. This one behind me is Birch Babinga,
Ooh.
but I think it's made in China.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Maybe Indonesia, I forget. But I do use that. I've been using a Gretsch snare for a couple of years, which I love. It's the solid. I always forget if it's aluminum or steel, but it's one of those solid lines, like the USA ones,
Yeah.
and it just has like it's so loud and it has a nice like crack. I guess that's what everybody always says about their snare. But yeah, so Tama shells most of the time, but I do like the Gretsch snare. They're sick. I'm a sucker for like I need die cast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's like a sonic reason behind it, but it's just like my OCD needs to see like die cast rims on everything.
Hmm.
It's just purely aesthetics. Um,
It's the
yeah,
weight. It's because diecast weighs more than this, like than a flange hoop.
yeah.
I think that's what it
So
is.
it's a more like controlled sound, I guess. I
Yeah.
really for the amount of time I've been playing, I'm really like not too knowledgeable on drums. Kind of embarrassing, but
I was a tone chaser for a long time, and I used
mhm,
to do a lot of stuff for like churches, but like mega churches.
mhm,
And so I would work with like the audio guy to be like, how can we get this sound different and things like that.
mhm,
So I spent a lot of time switching between like flange hoops and diecast and wood and like what's going to get the right sound from what we want. And like I was a big tone nerd for a long time. I'm not anymore. Ironically, now that I record and do front of house for people, like it's like mics and things, you can make whatever sound like whatever at this point. But
mhm.
um, for some reason, I still like I hate my snare that I have now, and I've had it for 10 years. Because I want a brass snare. I want a
Oh,
s-
you're just like chasing
yeah,
that brass sound.
but
Yeah.
it's because it's Craig's fault. So if when I heard him play the brass snare with the VK hoops,
Mhm.
I don't want anything else. I literally just want a brass snare with VK hoops.
Played I've heard a VK snare once in a live setting, actually a couple times, but it was like in that same period. Um I played a festival on which Counterparts was also playing, and I heard did Kyle's his name right?
Yeah,
I
Kyle.
heard Kyle play the VK snare, and it's just like every time he hit it, I just like flinch like that, and it sounded so good. I've been wanting to try one.
Yeah.
I'll also say that we were just like before the last tour, we were just in the studio with Will
Hmm.
and recorded a couple singles for GAG. And the Tama bell brass that he has, like I had never tried one of those before, and it sounds amazing, obviously, but what really caught my attention was the feel.
Hmm.
You know how like wooden snares and metal snares don't feel the same, like the response you have?
Yeah.
Um, dude, that feel like on that snare just felt awesome. Just felt like so sick. And obviously like loud as hell.
Yeah, it's the loudest snare I've ever heard.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
When we went to the drum center, they had one of the reissue bell brass snares. Um, it's like $5,000 US, and
Crazy expensive.
we were like, me and the drummer of Bruiserweight, we were like, is there any way that we can just hear it? And the guy was like, yeah. So he puts gloves on, grabs the fucking bell brass snare, puts it on the heaviest duty snare stand we can find. He's like, I have to hit it. He's like, I
You
can't.
can try yourself.
Yeah, he's like, you can't hit it. He's like, I'm the only one that's allowed to hit it.
That's crazy.
And so it was like,
And also so weird.
yeah, but I understand. But like, he hits it, and it was like, I had never heard a snare sound like that ever. And it was all,
Yeah.
it was like a mid tuning. Like, it wasn't even like anything that I would have tuned it to. Like, it was like
Yeah.
low.
You would usually go like really high.
We cranking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had it set up right next to the John Tempesta, and I, like, me and my drummer were hitting the John Tempesta, being like, "That's a fucking snare right there. That's the one." And then he hits the bell brass, and it's like, there's no way I'm ever gonna be able to buy that snare. But that's like the one that I
Mhm.
want.
Something about like him handling that snare with gloves, and then if you were ever to purchase it and just bring it to like a
Yeah,
hardcore
that's the
show
thing. It's
in like a gig bag or something
no,
is really funny.
it's funny because like I'd probably buy a case that's more expensive than the snare I play on now. Like
Yeah, yeah,
rolling in with a
yeah.
60-pound snare drum.
Dude, yeah. I that's like in Europe, if you want to go to the gym, it's like 20 euro per session. So I don't go to the gym in Europe. Instead, I just take the snares during load-in and I try to do like, lat raises and
Lat
stuff. I
race.
try to like do a little workout during load-in. That's like how I sneak it in and somewhat stay in shape. But in the States, it's much easier because we have like Planet Fitness
Planet
where we go
Fitness.
shower every night. So you're already at the gym, might as well like get a pump in. But yeah, those snares are really heavy and they
Mhm.
make great dumbbells.
Yeah, I mean that's why the drummer for Bruiserweight's using he has a DW bell brass. My gripe is it doesn't have diecast tubes, so I don't. It's not my favorite sounding one. It's got flanged, and
Hmm.
but it's heavy as fuck. So anytime like we're loading in, I'll grab it and try to do like a farmer's carry or something.
Yeah, that's the one I used on this last tour, I think. It was a DW bell brass because they didn't have any of the ones I wanted. So I tried that one out. And actually I liked it a lot.
Hmm.
Sounded great. Good feel too. And like I just want snares to be loud really.
Yeah,
And any bell brass will do the trick.
I mean it's bell brass.
Yeah, that's right.
He bought his for like $600 because he was working at Steve's,
Mm,
and somebody wanted to trade in for like a wooden snare. He's like, I just don't like the sound.
which is insane.
Yeah, I
Why
was
would you
like, it was
trade that?
some old dude, and he was like, I'll give you 600 for it right now. And so the guy took it.
Yeah, I would have jumped on that too.
Yeah,
It's an
it's a
awesome deal.
crazy deal. Um, Other than that, what kind? Like, okay, I have a question for you. So you're playing trick pedals?
I do for blind witness stuff, yeah.
Okay. There's something I've been trying to do for so long, and I can't figure it out. Doubles.
Hmm. So okay, I might get some hate for this, but I do think you need the right gear
Yeah.
to do them. Like when I'm playing like more like high energy, low IQ stuff, I just use the Tama Speed Cobras or the Iron Cobras.
That's why I have speed cobras.
Yeah, but I can't do doubles on those at all. So I actually learned to do doubles from Eric Marati
Hmm.
of Suffocation
Hmm.
because um he used to live, at least I don't know where he is now, but used to live like close to my area. So he showed me how to do them, and he said like you need so you need a really tight spring, and not all pedals have that. Like usually I think the Talon ones don't. But he said there's a budget option that is the Pearl Red Line, and that's what he uses actually. And obviously he's like the best at doing doubles,
Yeah.
so that works. But I got the trick ones instead because I wanted to see if I could do like swivel stuff.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh, yeah.
fast like
Like pressure swivel.
I can't do it. So I maybe spent too much money just to do doubles, but they work great for doing double stuff.
I
Yeah,
can't
but you definitely need like a different setup. Yeah.
because I'm starting. I have a death metal project that I'm playing drums in, and I'm trying to like push myself because I've been able to do like singles pretty well to like a decent BPM.
Hmm.
But I want to be able to do like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Um, and I know the technique. It's just when I try the technique on pedals, it, it like the speed cobras just don't do it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it on speed cobras. But doubles are cool because you can go like blazing fast and you're not even like breaking a sweat because all you're doing is like
Yeah.
slamming your heels on the ground.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely like invest a little bit in like double friendly setup. You need triggers, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm already looking at that too.
Yeah. Just do the rolling one that goes on the kit and crank your
Sensitive.
bass drum
Oh yeah,
skin.
yeah. Like do you put
Yeah.
like a ton of pillows in it to like basically make it solid? Oh.
Not even. I bet that would probably help, but I use the same kick for like hardcore stuff or like blind witness stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously like the smaller the kick, like if you have a 20 or even an 18, but that looks kind of kooky. But if you have a smaller kick, you can get more like response from the head if you crank it up, so that helps. But you can do it on a 22. I've done it on a 24
That's
as well.
fucked.
Yeah, it's not that like that hard, honestly. Once you learn the technique and you gotta spend some time dialing in your trigger, like the TM2
Hmm.
module. But yeah, once you learn it, it becomes just like so easy, and you can do blazing fast stuff, and it's like you're not even breaking a sweat. Yeah,
Did you played that Despised Icon at Club Soda show, right?
I did not. I was out with GAG at that time, but I played Festival au Lac, which is in Granby in Quebec, and yeah.
I was the second day Beneath the Massacre played,
Hmm.
and watching Anthony play is insane.
Oh, he's crazy.
He's also so swole, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
He's
dude
huge.
is like yeah, dude is like the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that he's like from New York, so I was like, dude, you're American? He's like, yeah. He's like, I live in New York. I'm like, what the hell, bro? That's crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of thought he was from Montreal too, because Beneath, but yeah, he's awesome. He plays for like the sickest bands, and I think he's a Berkeley guy.
That tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that,
you see some of his like improv videos that he posts sometimes, and he's just like shredding, dude.
yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's easy to like judge when you see someone do doubles. You're like, oh, this guy is just like a fast death metal drummer,
Hmm.
or but he shreds, dude. He has chops. He's really really good at drums.
I like when metal drummers are able to break out and play like maybe some more chopped up stuff,
Hmm.
like syncopated and things like that. Like Grind is an insane drummer, but like in my
Hmm.
brain, I can't imagine him cutting away from like just throwing out blast beats and doubles on his toms. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that he's playing his sticks upside down. That
yeah.
that won't.
And
That's
he's holding like the
not
middle of the
really.
stick too. Like he's like
Yeah,
so choked up on the stick, it's insane.
yeah. That doesn't translate too well to like jazz.
Um, but yeah, watching Anthony play, I'm like, dude, this guy he can rip. And
Hmm.
after he was like, thought I was gonna throw up. I was like, well, you didn't look that like you were trying. So,
Yeah. No,
but
he's insane.
he's got those fucked up inverted beaters on the it's like a old Roland like trigger like that attaches to the kick, and
Okay.
it's like a big block, and then the beaters are upside down, inverted. Have you seen that?
Oh, I have not.
I was hoping you
I
were
haven't.
there so I might be able to pull it up actually. But the like his shit, let's see, was Roland uh kick maybe?
I've seen Eric Marotti play with two pads when he was with um forget which band, but I've seen him play with just like straight up pads. Like you may remember like Bog, like Sanguisuga Bog,
Yeah.
their drummer used to just have like pads and like a bunch of rack toms.
Yeah. What's his name? Cody?
Yeah, Cody.
Yeah. I remember that he was just carrying a rolling kick trigger around. And it's
Yeah,
like, dude, we
yeah.
all know it's sampled anyway. He's like, why do I need to bring a kick drum?
No, it makes total sense, but it looks kind of
It
crazy.
look
Now he has like the double bass drums. It looks sick.
Yeah. Can you
It's
see this?
so I can. So Anthony played with those?
Yeah.
Insane.
So he's got like two single pedals and one of
Hmm.
these on each single pedal. And then he's got it basically the kick drum's just pushed up like a little further so he can
Hmm.
have like his kick placement. And it's just for show so that it doesn't look weird. But he's literally just blasting it out on two of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't have the bass drums, like I guess it's just like a crotch view, because
It's really
because all
weird.
the because all the toms like go up to here, and then you just like hyper focusing on the drummer's crotch.
I would feel naked without
Yeah,
a kick drum
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
I
I'm
agree.
jealous of like double kick, like guys that have two kick drums, even if they're only playing on one.
Hmm.
Because I know maybe it's a little bit easier. What I'd be interested in is using two kick drums, but like putting foot blasters on or something like that.
Yeah, I tried Foot Blasters and they felt kind of weird for me, so I just went back to the Rollins,
Really?
like the triggers that attached on the kick.
Yeah.
Um, but fuck, what were we talking about
Uh,
before the Foot Blasters?
the weird upside down pedals.
No, I forgot my train of thought. I
Me
don't know.
too.
I'm sorry.
Damn. Anyway, I just find it funny that like there's so many trigger haters out there. Like I
Hmm.
remember 10 years ago, people being like triggers are cheating and having to explain what triggers are and
Hmm.
how they're not like it's not like you program the kick drum pattern and hit it once. Like that's not how it works. Like
No,
it's
you still have to
basically
play
us.
the notes.
It's a really sensitive microphone that's just playing like a already recorded kick sample, but
Yeah,
it's just a more
yeah,
sensitive microphone. Is basically what it is.
kind of. Yeah, you still have to like play those notes with whichever technique you choose. But I mean, it is like playing soft as hell, and then it comes out really, really loud. But that's what you want. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to hear like some fluttering going on. Like if I were to play Brian Witness stuff without triggers, it would just sound bad. Because yeah, playing that fast, you got to be so precise. You can't have the same power as playing slower stuff. So you really need triggers.
So which band is the most difficult to play?
Um, I think they each have their own like challenges. Obviously, Blind Witness is like faster stuff, which uh, I was I wasn't really like a fast drummer before um, getting into Blind Witness. Like I kind of had to learn doubles,
Hmm.
like 6 or 7 months before that first show, which was kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, teeth stuff is like running a marathon because it's like a lot of D beat, a lot of
Hmm.
double bass. Um, so it's a test of stamina. And then GAG is like it's more open stuff, more groovy, which in itself can be like pretty difficult just to like stay tight.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's easier to be tight when you're playing like faster stuff. When you're spacing all the notes more, then it's easier to like just be off a little bit, and then your errors are that much more apparent. But yeah, I'd say each band has its own challenge, but I enjoy the challenge in each.
It's really fun watching your videos playing with GAG because it just looks like you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, And plus
Thank you.
the mix on the video sounds insane.
That's like a new thing from this last tour. So our sound guy, Aaron, he records every show from his board and he can just like export the board audio to me and then I can just match it with the iPhone video that I took. It's like it has elevated the videos so much. Like he's a genius and I owe him a lot for that.
He's like semi convincing me to buy a set of SE Audio drum mics now,
Mhm.
just because like I know other guys that use them, but they have such a like a. It sounds like the drums. It doesn't sound like overly EQ'd, which is really nice. Like I know that
Mhm.
I know he's putting sauce on it, but like like the sound of those videos is insane. I was watching one earlier, and my
Mhm.
wife was like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just like it's like a drum video from Seb playing with Great American Ghost." She's like, "That sounds insane."
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the album sometimes. Like
Hmm.
what you know, the vocals not being in those videos, you kind of forget that it's not just an album thing, but that's all like Aaron just
Hmm.
being a genius at mixing. Um, yeah, I personally can tell you about mics or like mixing or any of that. I'm just like dumb drummer, I just hit as hard as I can. And that's the extent of my knowledge.
That's I so like I hear a lot of EAD10 drum videos like all day. That's what's mostly, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I don't have any problem with it. Um, because it's really cool that we get so much content now that sounds a
Hmm.
lot better than just an iPhone. But like it really sticks out in a world of EAD10 audio. You have
Hmm.
a fully mixed like drum kit that sounds amazing. I think Jake Shelley is also another one that sticks out with that,
Gideon, right?
yeah, with that fucking snare.
Hmm. It sounds
Dude,
like
it sounds like a shotgun every single time
yeah,
he hits it.
yeah, it sounds awesome. I mean, the EAD rules, like I still use it. I actually forgot it on this last tour, which is why we had to figure out something else. And
Hmm.
happy accident. I guess we ended up using board audio, and it sounds like way better, obviously. But the EAD is just like so accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
And when I practice at home, like it's hooked on right now. Whenever you play a show, wherever you are, it'll always sound the same.
Hmm.
So that familiarity is great to have. For doing drum videos, it sounds pretty good, but like you say, like a lot of guys are using it, and it can be hard to like stick out with that. But I recommend if someone's like thinking about getting an EAD, I would 100% recommend getting one.
I think it's really good, especially in like when you're talking about triggering kicks and stuff like that. And even for a lot of drummers, I find that we hit a lot harder live when we're not using in-ear rigs,
Hmm.
when you have to rely on wedges, which is a huge demographic for local guys. And like having an EAD that you can just like hook on to whatever kit you're playing and
Hmm.
just use it to hear how hard you're hitting. I think that's really helpful. Like, and then
Yeah, absolutely.
you could even ask the front of house guy to send your monitor line through the EAD and just blend it in and be like, send me guitar and vocals, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that whole struggle of like, if you don't have the luxury of having your own sound guy doing your own like monitor mix every night, which was me for the longest time, I think sometimes that can throw your whole like show off if you can't hear yourself properly. So having the EAD has solved that issue for me.
Hmm.
And like I say, like wherever I am, I can just hear myself perfectly, and makes it ensures that I'm playing the best of my capacity, and not like being hindered by like not hearing myself from like monitors or
Right.
because every monitor mix can be hit or miss when you don't know who's doing it for you. So it's great for that.
It's nice that technology is becoming more accessible and making all of us better musicians, hopefully.
Yeah, I've seen that new like EAD. I think it's the EAD 50. I'd be curious to see how good that sounds, like if it sounds that much better or whatnot. But I think they just announced it or
Hmm.
just put it out. Um, I'd love to try that out.
We're just gonna have to wait on what's the name, Estepario Siberiano, to put out
Yeah,
video. He's like the first one getting one.
yeah, exactly.
I think he's what made the first EAD-10 so popular.
Probably because that dude blew up like over the pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, but it's crazy though because the EAD can do so many different sounds, and I just use the one like factory speed metal sound.
Yeah.
That's all I use. I don't try any of the funky like reverb ones.
Yeah.
Um,
The electric drums one.
yeah, so it's like this new one I think is like 2,500. So I'd have a hard time justifying that purchase just to use like the dumbest like
That's too expensive.
yeah, it is a lot.
I've been wanting to try one. I've literally never used one. Um, and I
An
know,
EA, just any EAD, you mean?
yeah, I haven't tried any of the EADs. I had a friend buy one, but he ended up selling it because he didn't like it. And then I think the drummer for Scorching Tomb uses one live,
Hmm.
Neil. And I believe the drummer for Primal Horde uses one as well. But I can't remember if he does or not.
Yeah,
Um,
they're great.
I'm very tempted to get one for like live, especially, and for practicing too. But um, yeah, I, it's like as an audio engineer, it sounds so compressed that I'm like, Jesus
Hmm.
help me. But then it's just accessible. So I think at the end of
Yeah,
the day, it's good for
I,
live stuff.
I think the like popular setting is the compression setting, so that's why it would sound so compressed. But I use speed metal, and um, it doesn't sound as compressed, but I don't know that it sounds better than the other one. But the issue with the EAD is that once you go EAD, it's like hard to go back to just regular monitors.
That's what I'm scared
So
of.
yeah, yeah, something to consider.
I know
It's too good.
it's suspiciously good. Uh, what do you have coming up? I know you just came back from a tour and probably are dreading um, talking about more traveling. But what do you have in the works?
Not at all. Actually, we're about to head back out for a full US with well, Great American Ghost is
Hmm.
full US with Bleed from Within, Silosis, and Life Cycles.
Hmm.
And yeah, we're doing Montreal and Toronto next week, so like early April, I think 3rd and 4th. So that'll be fun. It'll be a great tour. We've been out with Bleed from Within before, and they're like really good friends with our band. So be excited to see them again.
Get to hang out with Grayson some more.
Yeah, Grayson's my guy, my cold brew guy.
Yeah, his drink on this podcast was abysmal.
Yeah, the perpetual
Yeah,
cold brew. Yeah.
yeah, like the mole version of cold brew.
Yeah, I mean, dark times for Grayson at that period, but usually he'll do like a cold brew a day and not use um, remains of yesterday's cold brews.
I would
So
suggest not doing that. I would suggest just
yeah,
getting one cold brew a day and drinking all of it.
I agree. Maybe I should like have a talk with him or something.
Sit him down. This is an intervention.
Yeah,
You're on day 3 of just revolving cold brew mess. Like,
yeah, dude. Anything day old should not go.
no, coffee does not last like that.
Yeah, I mean, I I dare to imagine what that thing tasted like, but definitely woke him up
Well, if y'all are tempted to come, I don't know if where does the tour start?
in Worcester,
Hell
Mass.
yeah, I love Worcester.
Hmm.
Is that Palladium?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah,
Again, I may be like I don't want to say any more shit. I already messed up the Montreal stuff, but
it's fine.
I think it is Palladium.
There's like a gazillion venues here, so um, no, Palladium is sick. I like Worcester a lot. We have a lot of friends out there.
Hmm.
That'd
Yeah,
be a fun
I
show.
haven't played it yet, but I think traditionally for GAG, it's been always like great shows. So yeah, the first 3 shows of this tour are like the ones I'm the most looking forward to because obviously Montreal, Toronto is like Canada dates, hometown stuff, I guess.
Yeah, you're like right in between.
Hmm.
So,
That's right.
well, I hope everything goes well with that. Fucking doing a ton of touring this year, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty intense.
Yeah. Before we go, just let me know, what's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
My favorite city for beans and breakdowns. First one that comes to mind is um holy shit, Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
I I'm not sure why. It just first thing it comes to mind, and I remember having good coffee there,
Hmm.
and our bass player is from there, so
Nice.
maybe that's why he was able to give us a good recommendation. Nice tour. Yeah, Seattle,
I've never been to Seattle. I gotta go.
great place.
I've
Yeah,
heard. I've heard it's
I
nice.
recommend.
Not Portland, Seattle. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they're both great. I always make a
Yeah.
joke because in Portland, Maine, it's like people don't know that there's a Portland, Maine.
Hmm.
But when we're there, I was like the better Portland, and then everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't get into politics too much, so I
no,
dare.
it's not a political thing. It's just
Oh,
a
I know. I'm just kidding.
I love New England, so
Oh, I see.
I just like New Englanders.
Sick.
Well, Seb, thank you so much for hanging out today.
Thank you so much, Grayson. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise.